Because they really took shots on your page.
It's not people who follow me that had a problem. It's the people who are in the video.
We don't want to become like the Undercity Yes Men Suck Club.
What's up, people? It's your boy Sickma today, and wow, like I'm pretty sure you guys saw my stories out lately, and I did come out to mention that Bro Code was not the biggest collab of 2024.
Yeah, you told me there's a collaboration. I didn't know there's a fancy dress competition going on.
Yeah, first thing, why you wearing that? What's wrong?
You're gonna know in another 30 seconds.
Is this the comic version of Yamaraj or something? Like, what the fuck is this?
Asterix and Obelix. Those who know.
Like those of you who've seen our promo, you know what's happening, but a lot of you don't know what is about to go down right now and what is going to be addressed.
Yeah, they know what's happening, but they don't know who exactly it is.
Exactly.
They have no clue about it.
They don't.
They never have, they never will, but just until now. I don't know why Wade's dressed up, he's just like hyped for the moment.
Yep.
But nevertheless, let's just get into what people have been waiting for. We've been getting a lot of DMs into when is it happening, when is it out. And without any further ado, alright, let's call the man, the myth, the legend.
Let's get to the point. Let's go.
The man, the myth, the legend,
the creator himself. Everybody makes a noise for Dank Images at the set of Sickma.
Mr Dank!
There we go. We got Dank Images at the set of Sickma Studio, everybody. So, first off, how you doing, sir? It's great to have you here.
What's up?
It's actually happening. It's actually happening, finally, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's about time we get into a little bit of the Bangalore YouTube drama scene. And we just want to do our
So
bit
any of you staying in Bangalore, and even if you're like little active on Instagram, you'll first of all recognize that. And we don't want you to recognize this, for which we'll tell you the reasons as we go on. But yeah, anyways, continue.
First off, Dank, we would love to know that what was your purpose for your visit for this whole podcast to take place? What led to this whole situation right
And before that, just to interrupt, before that, why is this mask on? Because everybody will accept, ask that question. So,
We'll go by order of like the most pressing issue, which is the mask, and then we go to why
purpose.
Purpose.
The mask is basically, so the thing is, a lot of people don't like me for the things that I post. So, like, it's better to keep myself hidden.
From what I've understood, trying to speak in the build-up for this podcast, Dank told me that initially the page was owned by someone else altogether. And moving forward, it came down to a point where the previous owner of the page sold the page over to you.
Yeah.
And he told the whole purpose of why the story is. You're again trying to hide his identity in a lot of ways.
Actually, I actually don't know who he is.
Yeah, you're trying to hide his identity. You don't know who he is also.
Yeah.
Moving forward, let's talk about what was the content that Dank Images put out. And let's jump onto the part where why did you probably receive a lot of potential hate from a lot of people, I'm assuming of our age group itself.
But before you get to that, we just want to spend some time on understanding what the content was.
Yeah.
And what is the intention behind it. Like, we can be brutally honest.
So initially, when there were no followers, there was completely unfiltered content.
Right.
And it's just something that I found funny. And once I made it public, the people who started following me, I didn't get too many followers. It was about like 150, 200 followers.
The usual.
The usual, yeah, initially. But they didn't find what I posted offensive because they followed it. Like those were like the first people who followed it. They only followed it because they found this stuff funny. But one post blew up, and suddenly I got a lot of traction. People started following it left, right, center, and they started. So these were new people, and they found only one particular post funny, not the entire page. So they started reporting the older posts.
And if I'm not wrong, these posts were a lot of inclined to the school and colleges in and around fights that were happening within.
No, actually, the fights and stuff happened later.
Alright.
Yeah.
What was the early content?
So the early content was just like normal racist jokes, and again I'm gonna say it was a joke. Okay, it was like I thought it was funny, and I posted it. Some of these things.
It's nothing out of the usual, by the way.
Nothing
Out of the usual. You see this stuff. I think the only thing that is that Instagram's guidelines are just like it's very messed up.
I can agree with that.
Yeah, content gets taken down like for no reason.
And it's every day that I just run into reels where there's some probable racist jokes which come out and like
Dude, here's the thing,
fat shaming stuff as well, which I'm assuming.
Two things. First of all, there are people who do like, as you said, like dark jokes or like probably like racist jokes on a like really professional level. That's one thing. They do it openly on stages. There are shows for that. literally. Second thing that I want to ask Ved here is, when was the first time you discovered Dank Images? Like, what was the first video that you saw?
I think we were surprised when we found it out.
But for me, right, when I I know the videos from Dank Images because they've been shared around a lot more.
Right.
And I know the people who shared those videos. But the actual time I saw the page itself was because of the cotton fight.
Right.
The bishop.
The girls?
The girls.
The girls, right, yeah.
Because
that blew up pretty fast.
That was, I think I was one of the only few pages, because I'll tell you what happened. So once I started gathering this sort of attention, people started sending me content. So I no longer had to search for content. People send me the content and I post it. So I was basically a medium between the people and the content.
Right.
So let me just make this clear on a timeline basis, right? There was another guy who owned this page. He started putting up stuff just because his phone gallery ran out of space.
Yeah, that's what he told me.
And he started putting up content. It just saved up. Turns out there's a basic amount of following coming into it,
right,
until you took over it.
Yeah.
And once you took over it, and certain videos that were coming to you, the content that was coming over to you, which you thought was funny to a certain extent, you put it out and the page started blowing up.
Yeah.
Right? Amid of all this, I want to understand, when did the whole What Ra Sudeep Ka audio come out? Because this is the most exciting part of the whole topic.
And again,
right now.
I don't think I need to say this, but I'll just still say it for people who might not know this. It'll be very rare who don't know this, but I'll just still say it for context. So What Ra Sudeep was this entire episode wherein, can I name him though or no?
We can say Rachit. Everyone knows at this point.
Yeah,
Rachit was out.
Rachit was the one. Yeah,
he came on a podcast.
He publicly, he said it, so I can say it. That he was the one who put out this really funny audio about What Ra Sudeep, and from there on it blew up. And one of the main reasons it blew up was because of Dank Images. And from here you can probably continue.
Before you start, here's what the audio sounded like, guys.
Sudeep, too much cock you're showing, bro. Frankly, I'll tell you, Sudeep, you're showing too much cock, bro. You come to Malleshwaram area, I'll pop you with my gang. I have a gangster on my side, Reddy Anna.
This is
about how the audio was. It was pretty hilarious. I'm not going to lie.
I found it really.
But tell us from top, where did that whole drama start from?
Okay, so from what I know, the person I bought the account from, he got the recording from somewhere, and I'm guessing it's from Rachit, and he posted it. After which the page blew up. Okay, it was getting almost 1,000, 2,000 followers every single day, and the What Ra Sudeep recording crossed, I think, around 200, 300k. That's when I got interested in the account, because I also had a lot of other content that I wanted to post, but I didn't want to start fresh because this account was already there.
Right.
So I contacted the dude, and he told me to dunzo him some cash and he'll give me the login and stuff. So I sent him some cash, he sent me the password, and then what I didn't realize was there were so many posts before the What Ra Sudeep recording. So all the people who found that content offensive started reporting it left, right, center.
Just one second, sorry to interrupt. So whatever happened about you posting the entire What Ra Sudeep content, everything was mutual.
Nothing was. The first recording I didn't post, it was the person who owned the account before me.
Okay, and then you continued from it.
And then I bought it and then I continued it. Yeah.
By the time you had the account, was that post still there?
Oh, the post was there. It could just cross around 300k, 400k views.
Okay.
And growing, and it was blowing up.
And just so our viewers do not get confused at any given point, again, people might think we are faking this or maybe not. Before we move on to the interview, how can we prove to our viewers that you are the man, you are Dank Images himself? Again.
I can open your phone. I don't think the gloves are working.
We can just probably have the screen recording, could probably show it up on the screen.
Yeah, we'll probably have the screen recording.
Just open up the comments
or drop somewhere in the edit.
You can hand in
I've
the
seen
chat.
the official page on the official phone. I'm totally fanboying right now.
Right, so
Is that a
this,
account? The account?
that's the account. We're just gonna.
Yeah, it probably won't be that clear on camera, so we're gonna put a separate.
We're gonna go here.
Edit there. But yeah, this is the official account of
That's the official account, and that's the
Dank Images.
correspondence.
Yes.
That's for proof, if you will. We're not just doing this because we're.
Cloud chases.
Can I say the line?
I don't know what
Not
the
yet?
line is, but please go for it.
Go ahead.
Not the line. You know the line.
Oh yeah, I know the line.
Yeah, he knows the line. Should I say the line? You know what? You should say the line.
What is the line?
Vidit, tell him the line.
The same line you told last time we had a collaboration at the beginning of the episode.
See, we're not going to get this early started onto getting into drama already. let's give it some time.
How many minutes has it been into the episode?
12.
12?
12
It's longer than last time.
Let's just put on more information and then.
Yeah. So, speaking of more information, after that whole thing came out with Rachit that he's the one who started all of this, there was a specific podcast
Yeah.
that happened that led to the whole villainization, if you will,
Yeah.
of Dank Images.
Yes.
So, I'm pretty sure you've seen it.
Of course.
That's a no-brainer. But what did you think of it? That whole thing.
Were there any messages you received constantly upcoming right after that podcast or during the whole time?
And here is the overview. This is the exact reason why we have a Dank on the podcast, is because we want to know his side of the story. Because like everybody is busy like blaming him, and as in everybody we know who it is. We just name after some time, but everybody knows who is responsible for that, and nobody actually asked him for his side. That's the main reason we are having this podcast.
So I didn't really get bombarded with messages. Just so like a couple of people sent me saying that the shit's out, because honestly that podcast was kind of made. Not many people shared it around. And
Not my words, guys.
Thank you for saying it.
I mean it didn't really blow up, but like it got enough eyes.
It went something. It went somewhere.
It got enough eyes, but that's all I can say.
What kind of state did that put you in? Because
I wasn't really affected.
those of you who have seen the podcast, because they really took shots on your page. They definitely took shots on your page, and throughout the whole interview, something seemed off to me. Something very much seemed off to me. I was like, something doesn't seem right.
Something other than the fact that they're making shitty content threw you off.
You're already making shitty content.
Fair enough.
You're in no authority to put to the fact, at least the podcasters who covered it, Under City, they were in no state to at least come out and like at least like gaslight the whole situation over there, right? Because from what I saw, we are podcasters. It's our job to put message out for people, not to come and like openly threat people saying that I'll file a lawsuit on you. That's not technically possible at this point, right?
And one more message for them, okay?
Here's the thing. I saw it. I saw you're threatening lawsuits, bro. Listen, stick to your degree is all I'm gonna say.
If you have one,
That's the only thing you can get through college. No one is sitting.
And once again, let me just tell you, from in the perspective of like podcasting and all of that, please stop with the fake laughs. Like genuinely, it's very obvious. Stop like getting up and jumping on your seats for no reason ever. Like,
Fucking hooligans.
no, it's hooligans over
That's screaming, oh!
It's wannabe hooligans. Let's just clarify. It's wannabe hooligans.
Listen, if you get called wannabe hooligans, you're worse than the dudes on the KTM.
And that's why we're on the same page.
Yeah.
I want like all the viewers here to know. It's the podcasters we're shitting on. We have nothing against Rachit at the moment, and I'm hoping you do neither as well.
I mean,
because from what I saw, there's a lot of confusion, misunderstandings happening throughout this whole podcast.
I think we can hear from him.
And we want to know your point of view on it. So hopefully Rachit is watching this and he can understand what the perspective is, because we know the side of the story. We kind of caught up early in like prior to this interview, 5-10 minutes to just catch up with the whole story, and it's all misunderstanding. So just put your story out and let's just hope Rachit gives a listen.
So, firstly, I have nothing against Rachit. Honestly, like, he made the recording, I give him that credit. But he made the recording for fun, honestly. And I'm the one who posted, I mean, not me, the person before me is the one who posted it. And
You posted a follow up.
the second one, so I'll get to that. So the first one he posted it. I mean, the previous guy posted it, and it blew up. And if he didn't post it, Rachit would have been a fucking nobody. Like, and he's just made a recording, and he wants to take credit for it. Of course, like I'm not denying him the credit. He made the recording, but I'm like Dank Images is the one that posted it, of course. And
You're the one who gave the platform.
exactly, and the medium. Like, so if that didn't happen, none of this would be happening either.
And how many views are we talking about? Like at least, I'm pretty sure you don't know about what the first clip was like. But the second time you posted the audio, what was the blow up like in terms of views and numbers?
So I'll get to that. So the second time I posted the another recording, he actually posted it. He made his own. He wanted to monetize on the content after Dank Images had posted it. He was like, "Fuck, like people are." Can I swear?
Go for it. Okay. Call them twats on the episode, so it's okay.
Okay, yeah. So he was just like, let me try this out. So he made another recording. Of course, this was completely scripted, and he posted it. And I reposted it, and this is kind of a dick move. I didn't give him credit initially. And after that, the post blew up and it got more views than his page that he put it up on. Because everyone knew that What Bro Sudeep was from Dank.
Right.
Okay. So I posted it, it blew up again. But what happened was by the time I posted the second one, people were starting to report the older posts and the account got taken down. So after buying the account within like 2 months, I think 1 month, the 1 or 2 months, the account got taken down. And Instagram didn't give me the account back. So I made another account. And
How many followers were there on that account?
Good job.
it was closing in on 8K and growing and growing. By the second one, so the second recording that I posted, the account got taken out. So I'm pretty sure Rachid and a bunch of his friends probably went and like reported every single post on my page because I didn't give him credit for it. And after a point, yeah, let me finish.
Yeah.
So after a point, I was like, okay, fine. Honestly, I should give him credit, and I did give him credit. By then, it was too late. The account got taken down, and I started another one. So yeah, that's it.
And how much time did it take? I'm assuming you're at 9.2K followers at the moment. How long did you take to scale that?
So after that, what happened was people started sending me videos of fights because, like, let's face it, the What Bro Sudeep recording was basically hinting at a fight. Okay, it was just talking about Bangalore fights in general, how people call other people instead of just facing their own.
And that's majority of what your content revolves around.
Exactly. So what happened was it's no mystery. Like a lot of fights happen in Cottons and Josephs and all of that. People fight a lot, and obviously someone's recording it because at the moment also it's fucking funny.
As you go forward with the story, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I have heard that Bishop Cottons openly stated in their assembly that if we find any of the students on Dank you shall be rusticated from college or school, period.
Suspended. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about the details, but something that there would be action
It
taken.
went out on their assembly.
I don't think they were good enough.
That actually didn't happen because of the fight. It happened because basically there was a parents WhatsApp group, Bishop Cotton's parents WhatsApp group.
Oh, yeah.
So someone sent me the link. Yeah, someone sent me the link to join the group. Okay. I put it up on my story. I didn't expect everyone to fucking join. I look in like half an hour. That group has like 1,000 people spamming fucking porn and like stickers, talking to parents and shit. It got a little out of hand, and there was nothing I could do because I wasn't controlling this. I just like someone sent it to me. I put it up, and the thing is, the person who sent it to me deleted all the messages and deleted his account. So I didn't even know who sent it to me. So
You know what? If they made perhaps the smartest dick move possible. You were being an asshole, but they were at least smart about it.
yeah.
But like, after that, did you face any?
Nothing really. I think they just like ended the group, and
Good for them.
That was that.
So Dan, tell us this. Why are you here on our podcast today, all masked up and covered up? What is the purpose of that? What is it that
And I have
really
one more question to add before you answer that. You told about the second recording and not giving credit, which you accept.
I accept. That was a dick move. Yeah.
But then did he mention anything specifically about that this is the like a audio which is made on purpose and there is some like copyright support? Did he mention that?
That was it's see posts get reposted on Instagram every single day by different accounts. There's nothing any of those content creators can do. The biggest celebrities when they post, people repost that shit, and there's nothing anyone can do about it. That's just how it works. The content on Instagram is open. If your account is public, your content is open, and that's just it.
Here's the thing, like when people like, oh no, that's my content, you can't share it, it's like a copyright thing. Fine, on paper it makes sense. But when you're on a platform like Instagram, the lines are a little blurry. What happens is you can repost it. Then people will like tell you like, oh no, I know this thing from this place, please credit the person. They'll just like spam the credits in the comments. Like if they really care about giving credit, they'll at least spam it in the comments. And if they're like, no, this is my content, you gotta give me credit, did he at least put it in the comments or something that no, you.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So all of his friends started spamming my comments, saying give him credit, and then probably reported all of my posts.
I heard shortly after that you were about to give them the credits.
But I did give him credits, but by then it was too late. Like his friends stopped asking. Like there's a limit to which they can also spam on comments and stuff.
Yeah.
So they stopped, and yeah, I mean, eventually I gave it to him, but by then my account got taken down, so I don't think he even noticed it.
It's a classic case of cloud, you know. Like he gave that audio, I think in a random friends group, right? The first audio.
I think,
Yeah, in a random friends group which got posted.
Yeah.
He got famous for it, he got all the cloud, which is fine because even I found it hilarious, to be very honest, okay.
Honestly, it was funny as fuck. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, okay. But what happened was because he got the cloud and he became famous, he thought of doing it another time. And he was not fine with somebody else posting that. He wanted all those followers and views to come to his account.
Exactly.
Which, agreed, you know what? Fair enough. Like, you want the credit for what you've done, agreed. But you also have to understand the place where the fame first came from is kind of where you have to go first. Like, to at least gain traction for your own channel. And, like, you already said it was a bit of a dick move, like, not giving him credit in the beginning. Fine, but you did try to give him credit by the end. But until then, like, you know, the damage had been done. So, it's not that Dank didn't want to give Rachit credit. It's more like by the time he got there, it was a little too late. But it's not like you didn't want to give him credit or like you just didn't think it was worth it to give him credit, right?
Initially, I didn't want to give him credit. I'm going to be honest. Like, I didn't want to give him credit. But after his friend spammed my thing, I was like, okay, fine. Like, he did make the recording. He did post it on his account. I think he deserves the credit. And I did give it to him, but by then it was too late again.
Fair.
So he's accepting his mistake, and let me just tell you where the Sickma crew also stands with this. And I would start with what Rachit actually quoted on this podcast. He said, Dank Images, go fuck yourself. You're an unoriginal swine, cunty motherfuckers, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
What goes on your mind when you listen to all of this?
So if you look at his page, he probably has like 5 posts or something. I'm not sure. And like, he's not a content creator. 5 posts don't make you a content creator. 1 song doesn't make you an artist. Like, you can just make 1 song. That doesn't. But like, if you look at my page, at the time I had around 700 posts. That account had gone. So it's not like I was monetizing only off of his content. I had other content too that people were also laughing at. And yeah, that's just it.
Rachit, I'm not going to lie, I think there's a lot of misunderstanding here. Dank has accepted his side of mistakes that is potentially put out. But till a certain extent, I'm not going to blame you entirely. First off, Undercity, cock your hole and sit. Okay? Cock your fucking hole and
finally.
sit. Nobody asked you jack shit. Alright, nobody asked you to talk shit. So shut the fuck up and stop gaslighting. And as for Rachit, I feel it's just really misunderstood the situation. Rachit, please hit us up in the DMs, hit us up in the comments, wherever. Like, I think we need to have a talk because I think we really need to sort this beef out because I feel there's a lot of misunderstanding happening here.
And it's also overall helpful for the Bangalore scene, in my opinion. Like, you have the whole Water of Sudeep thing going on. Agreed, it's a bit past its like peak where it is.
Yeah.
But it's still funny.
Like every time we listen to it, it's still funny.
It's still funny.
Yeah.
And then you have Dank Images, like a really good platform where people are sharing their stuff. And when you call someone unoriginal, it's not like he's stealing content. People are giving you content, openly giving it to you.
Exactly.
Please post it. So it's not like he's being unoriginal. It's that, well, you can see he's basically masked up. I don't think you can make like content this way. It's a little unwieldy. I don't think you can sit in front of a camera.
Here's the irony. Okay, look, it's just laughable. Here we are calling Dank Images. Rachit is probably telling his point of view. I feel he went a little overboard with swearing on him. But here's the thing. Out of all this, who benefited? Was the Undercity. So it's a classic case of just gaslighting, you know. There's a proverb in Hindi which says, "Aag mein ghee dalna." It's literally a classic
Like,
case.
we do shit for content as well, okay? Not to the point where you're actually targeting influencers within Bangalore. What is an influencer? A person who people look up to, right? Okay, I'm not going to say I have any problem with what Dank is putting out because at the end of the day, if you want to see there's a model in everything that's being put out. I remember when I spoke to Dank prior to this interview, he told me one thing for sure, that I stand for free speech. Okay, when I'm putting these fights out and everything, the college is going noticed, right? Why are your students even fighting in the first place on the streets?
Exactly. If you have so much problem,
Who's going to take accountability for that?
If you have so much problem putting out those kind of posts in public, the first thing is you should have a problem fighting in public in the first place. It's not your dad's property. It's a public place, right? Those girls were fighting literally in the main road.
And that is just one example. There's so many more.
There are people fighting in BMBC buses. There are people fighting randomly all over.
In classrooms and shit.
Yeah, so you can't say that I'll fight, I'll do whatever I want in the public space, and then care about your privacy and all of that. Where the privacy go when you're fighting in public?
Here's the thing, man. It's not even the people who are like yelling out like, no, our privacy has been violated. Those people are idiots to begin with. We can't even talk about it because, you know, if this is what we're trying to tell them and this is them, it's just going to go this way. We can't really ask them to understand. But what we can tell them to understand, or what person we can talk to is Undercity, the wannabe podcast. It's bad enough that you're called a podcaster. Like, I understand the shit behind, like, when you quote someone to be a podcaster. We're gonna have that critique someday, but see, I don't dislike a lot of people. Undercity, you are on the list. I can't hate, but when I see your podcast, I desperately want to.
Man's taking his shots. He's taking his shots away.
Bro, they speak about the most random ass thing, man. Like,
It's not even the fact that they speak about something random. It's the fact that they speak about something random in the most horrendous way possible. It's
like nobody wants to know about your under construction building in your school.
Like, see,
Who the fuck are
the
you?
two types of podcasters in Bangalore, okay? One, people who do commercial content, okay? We do things for fun so people are entertained, but we also give a message out. Then there's Undercity, okay? They care about whether you want to dip the dosa in sambar first or chutney first. The fuck, bro? The fuck is wrong with you?
Dip it in your jizz, man. No one gives a shit. Eat it that way.
Oh, now do it. Yeah.
Let's save it. Anurag, let's save it.
But anyways, coming back to Dank, I'm so sorry though, it's just very personal at this point for us also. But we want to come to the fact that why Sickma? Like, you could have probably hit up a lot of other podcasters out there. Why Sickma? Why do you come hitting us up?
Yeah, so basically, I saw Undercity's podcast. That's when I actually, when they brought Rachit on, that's when I first saw Undercity's podcast. The thing is, I don't want that to be the peak of Bangalore podcasting. Those fucking truths, like, I honestly don't know how someone can behave or act like that. What happened to them in their lives?
And can you believe that's the standard of it? Can you do that again for a camera? It was pretty good with the market. Save it for the end. I love taking my shots. Definitely, we're going to keep it coming every now and then. At the moment, we can't monetize and generate ads. So meanwhile, while that's happening, we'll take Undercity's cases in bits and parts.
Yeah.
But coming to the next part of it, the whole fight scene, okay? Because Undercity and Rachit at this point need to realize that your sole account is not just running on their content.
Exactly.
Okay, there are a lot of other content that's keeping your channel going. It's
Their
not easy.
content is running on his account.
Their content is running
It's
on
the
your account,
opposite. Yeah.
right? So, like, how did this whole issue start? And like we told, that's also part of the reason why you're masked up. Also,
Yeah.
it's not specifically because you have anything to hide from Rachit or the whole scene, right? But why is it that you're wearing the mask, and what is the relation with that side of the story?
So, see, like there were a bunch of fights that were taking place in Bangalore, and like for one reason, seeing fights happening is it's funny to see like a bunch of kids fighting. Like they brought a fucking baseball bat. It's fucking India. Like, why do they have that? And okay, that's not even it. It's like I honestly felt bad for the person who was getting beaten up because it was like a 20v1 like Drake and Kendrick. Like,
Yeah, fair enough.
you know what I
If you
mean?
guys been following it up, hit down in the comments who you guys rooting for.
So it's like it's unfair, and I just wanted to put it up. And these fights happen in the middle of a road or on a footpath or something, and like if it wasn't for me, the whole thing of people fighting on the road would have continued, and like I don't want that to continue in Bangalore. It should be a safe space. Like no one should feel scared just because a bunch of choots are like threatening you and shit. So I posted the fights for that one reason, and the second reason was also because like it was funny. Like that was just it.
Sorry to digress a little bit, but baseball bat, I thought India was all about bat ka grip nikal ke maro.
I mean, he's not raising an audience background for any of the possible videos.
See, I try to keep my content as unedited as possible. I don't want to edit it. I want it to be like raw footage. So that people know that I'm not faking anything. It's the real fight.
A lot of things can just be made up and just put all together.
The fucking WhatsApp audio, if someone puts a WhatsApp audio on one of those fights, you know that laugh thing?
Yeah, dude, laughing tracks are like the worst, dude. The only reason why I don't like Friends is because of the fucking laughing. I haven't watched Friends.
The thing is, right, laugh tracks also on How I Met Your Mother are there, but they're like tolerable. Because they're like very subdued in the
Yeah,
background.
and at the peak, I think like The Office is a really good show just because they don't have a laughing track.
True.
2.5 Men also was somewhere there as well at the same time. But again, when it comes to laughing tracks, like when you put out something as serious as a fight scene outside, right?
Yeah.
There are two ways to perceive it, right? You can put a funny music and you can make the whole video altogether look like a meme and something funny altogether to not get your account taken down. You can put a serious thing and actually put it as a message being put out that this is happening in your country, right? This is the most unfiltered content you're going to get out there. This is the most free speech you will, right? My trust within the whole media field also, which I used to work for, right, kind of started deteriorating, and I wanted to get into the content social media side because I want people to realize not everything on social media is true, of course. But nowadays, I know for a fact, the facts you get on social media is way more true than you get out in news. I'm not going to lie.
It's like you will at least find something true on social media. There's a lot of misinformation, but you'd probably find something true on social media as compared to major news outlets.
Even if there's misinformation, the first thing you find in comments is that it's fake. So people instantly realize that, okay, I got to think with my brains whether this thing being put out is right.
And one thing in terms of not just fights or in politics or anything is, there's always a counter opinion. So you always have at least two sides for an argument, which is a good thing. It's a good thing in a country like India, like especially in YouTube. If somebody posts a certain video about an issue, there's always a counter feedback, which I feel I don't have any problem with, which is good. You have to have that counter so that people don't make mistakes and you have more free speech. Unlike like TV debates where people just keep shouting on each other. That's
what?
A good thing.
And that's why I think calling out Undercity is good, because someone has to at least tell them they're being shitty. Their comments are all sucking them off. I'm gonna be honest. If you've supported Undercity because you find them funny, I'm going to show you like a video of Cocomelon. You might find it funny as well. Actually, Cocomelon is a little more educational. I'm not gonna.
No, that's what I said. They're talking about like even we have spoken about our college stories and all of that, but it's somewhat relatable.
At this point, they're seeming too monotonous.
They're trying too hard. They're trying too hard to be relatable. They're out of content.
They're gonna pull a Lily Singh very soon.
How do you think we're doing so far? Like, I mean, you've been sharing a lot of our stuff lately. I'm pretty sure, like, those who have seen it, I reposted a lot of stuff that Dank has put out of our deals, and well, it was a super cool moment. I actually saw it, by the way. He put a story out of ours, and I was like, wait, hold up, who is this? This can't be right. It's probably
before
image of yours.
Yeah. Before he answers that, I want to just tell you, you don't have to be bluffing us. If you don't like any content, you can tell us that as well. You have to be brutally honest. You can tell us right
criticism.
We want you to tell us where we fuck up, because we don't want to become like the Undercity Yes Men Suck Club.
Yeah, we don't want to put out content in the future talking about which classroom is getting constructed near the washroom in our colleges.
I'm going to be honest, I haven't seen all of your podcasts, but whatever I've seen, I've liked. Right. Or I usually see your content on Reels more than on YouTube, but whatever I've seen, I like. And the only reason why I hit you up is because I don't want Undercity to be the peak of Bangalore podcasting. Like,
they're not going to be.
They won't. They're gonna get smacked around by all of us. I'll be very honest. The minute I figured out what Undercity is a bunch of insecure, babbling fuckers sitting in front of a mic because they can. There is nothing behind those eyes other than greed and maybe a little bit of clout chasing, because there's nothing else they can do.
There was the reason a man was wearing the Yamraj
They'll be crying and Discord on a podcast. So let's cut them some slack for the next 5 minutes, and then we're going to come back with them, of course. But again, one more thing I want to put out before you state your question. What kind of influence does Rajat potentially have?
nothing.
Is there any sort of liability? And because he also came up to say that the first guy who owned the page was Joseph Boy. Was that true?
I don't know that.
You don't know that?
I don't know who he is.
You could choose to answer this or not, but is the second guy from Joseph's right now? The guy who currently owns the podcast, which is you in this case, is he from Joseph's? Because I'm pretty sure Undercity openly threatened him. He openly threatened Dank Images owner that if he comes into Joseph's, we have pull. And which automatically indicates that we are threatening you with physical.
That's the only good joke they have made till now.
So we just want to get catch up with it.
I'm not from Joseph's.
He's not from Joseph's.
Undercity. Undercity. Pulling a push door is not having pull. let's remove that off the table.
I'm telling you.
And then we'll talk about it.
That is the best joke they have made till now.
Yes. And you guys are not even real Bangaloreans, so please stop faking it.
Here's the thing. I want to ask this to you because it's not the whole Joseph thing. It's I've heard a lot of other things when it comes to you posting the clips. Some people call you like a snitch for posting it, or putting those videos out there, kind of ratting the people out.
It's not me being a snitch. It's just that they didn't want. See, they were stupid. They got into a fight. They fought on a public space. And then I got the video and I posted it. So if it wasn't me, and let's just say if it was a news channel like NDTV that posted it, there was nothing they could do about it. It happened in a public space. The video was sent to me, and like I just posted it because I want people to know that this shit is happening. And after I started posting it, the number of fights that happened drastically reduced.
Yeah, or people just decided not to film it.
But do you think that's true that it actually reduced?
No, see, because if any fight happened, the first person anyone would send it to was my page, was Dank Images. And after a point, like people were also like, okay, fuck, we shouldn't fight here.
And technically, if you see, if the media channels did the same thing, it's called news reporting.
Exactly. And if
Think of it.
It's just who is doing it that the people look at, not why. If it's the why, like you remember the whole thing we were talking about, like you have to kind of sit down and understand things. Like no, people don't usually sit down and think about things because no one wants to put the effort.
Dude, I'll be honest with you all. Like the only difference which I feel between Dank Images and media channels in terms of reporting events is that media does a lot of editing, little bit of your blurring and all of that with little bit of headlines.
Sound effects. Go watch TV and Kannada.
Yeah. Sound effects,
like that.
sound effects, and the only thing he does is that unfiltered thing.
Yeah, and the unfiltered things are much better. I'll be honest.
No, we're not going to say that. You guys decide what kind of news you really want to watch. Do you guys want to watch it for the quality and the effectiveness? Because I'm all for quality when it comes to content for sure, right? But when it comes to actually putting out a message and actually trying, if Dank Images, which he says is actually trying to like reduce fights around and in and around Bangalore, what kind of content would you really support? What kind of people would you genuinely want to watch? Ask yourself that. I'm not going to lie with that.
Yeah. But it's not even the fights and everything that I'm like even focusing on here. It's why are they hating on a person who's just posting shit that person finds funny?
It's actually, let me just correct you there. It's not people who follow me that had a problem. It's the people who were in the video. So they would hit up their friends, and all of them would spam my comments saying delete it, we'll call the cops, we'll commit suicide, and like shit like that. I was like, I have just one thing to say to these people, like, before you do something stupid, just use your fucking brain. Like, before you get into a fight,
Just make sure there's a camera around.
no, it's not even just don't get into the fight in the first place. Like, talk it out. Just like, don't be stupid.
They're calling you the victim in all of this.
And if you're studying in a school like Corton's, it's a pretty reputed school. I'm not gonna lie. Like, they have good teachers and shit. But like, you're ruining the school's name. You're being stupid on the street. Like, just stop.
And excuse me 1 second, call the cops. Bro, you are the one hitting people. Call the cops for who?
Exactly.
Suicide for what? What are you scared of? Jo bhi karna tha, they did it, right? Now what are you scared of?
I was just about to say something. I'm like, no, it's gonna go against community guidelines, so let's not.
Let's not.
That's why.
We're well within our limits.
Well within our limits. But the thing is, right, you can't just be like, no, we're gonna do this, don't post this, all of that. Whoever took the video, blame him. Don't blame Dank.
Dude, it's not even the person who took the video. If the person took the video in a public space, he's completely in the right there. He took
Exactly.
he saw something happening and he took a video. Yeah. The people are fighting on the road. If you really want to fight that badly, just go somewhere private, dude. Like,
Pull him in like some corners.
like, and don't make it like 5 versus 1. Like, I honestly feel bad for that one. Like, there were so many videos that people used to send me of like, no, like they basically have like 10 people around this one kid, and he obviously doesn't have pull, and they'll all like fucking beat him up and then make him like they take a video of him apologizing to everyone who's there, and like that's bullying. That's 100% bullying.
That's bullying.
So I didn't want that shit to happen.
And once
I honestly felt really bad.
we were speaking about the Undercity, right? What was Undercity trying to do all this while? When they were calling him out, they were planning for the same thing. By saying that we have our pool, I mean, they don't have a pool, that's a separate thing.
Yeah.
But by saying that we have a pool, come to a college, they were planning the same thing.
So they're like, they're like
So what are you talking about ethics and
controlling
principles? Like, seriously.
Your ethics and principles are just in your classes. There is nothing coming out of it. The only thing that you have currently is clout. I'll agree. You are a bigger channel. Fine. You're a bigger channel with a bigger inflated ego than a fucking hot air balloon, but it's gonna pop very soon.
Sickma just got in the scene. It's only a matter of time, guys.
And I'm gonna say this right now because it's been bugging me so far. But what does Undercity have? Like, every podcast has something, right? Every podcast has that thing that separates it or like makes it unique. A subject.
Yeah.
Our thing is like, we're, at least me on this side, I'm like against the system as a whole. Vedant is a little bit against the school system, more specifically towards the school system. But I just don't like authority in general, like at least abuse of power by authority in general. That's why I support Dank a lot, because he's doing something like, he's like, okay, listen, you guys are bullying this kid, you guys like 30v1ing some random kid, and that's a bad thing. And so you're just putting it out there, like you're telling people like this is happening. Whoever did this, yeah, it's kind of funny, obviously. But you also kind of feel bad about it. And then people see it and they're like, oh fuck, these guys, we know these guys.
Yeah.
The school finds out, people find out, and then they go report that dude. Like he should be. Like those dudes have committed a crime. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
It's physical assault, like, and they threatened to call the cops on me, like.
Also, it's not even about Undercity, Rakshay, it's not even about them anymore. Even the students that he's posted the fight videos on, right? They're threatening him with cops. Like, why didn't you run to the authority when you had the chance to? Now you want to commit suicide, now you want to blame him with cops? Why didn't you call the cops when you had to? When you're getting bumped by 10 guys, why didn't you call the cops then?
No.
No, it's not the victim.
The victim also
It's the people who beat them up. They didn't want to be portrayed as those kind of people.
How did you handle the situation? Did you end up posting those things?
So some videos I took down because like of some reasons. Some of them I kept because like I was like, if I take this down, then no one is gonna know about this.
Right.
And I wanted people to know that this shit is happening, and I wanted to post it because I wanted people to know that at least next time they're doing it, they'll be scared. They'll be like, okay, fine, fuck. What if I end up on Dank? And it was that was just it.
And let me ask you a hypothetical question before that, okay? Let's say if some fight happened also. Sometimes fight happen, people lose temper. If someone genuinely came to your DMs and asking that, you know what, listen, it happened because of a misunderstanding, it was a mistake, please remove it, let's just sort it out. Would you have removed the video?
See, if I think it's a completely genuine thing and like it's very problematic, they're being threatened by the school and stuff, being expelled and shit for this, then I've taken it down. But I don't think any of
So you have been considered.
I have been considered. I've taken down many posts, at least 30, 40 posts.
That's good.
That's
So who's being considered to you? Even if there's a situation where majority of you all fucked up who would feature on Dank Images, he's being understanding, and majority of the non-followers, they're treating you by reporting your account every now and then for posts that is being made, and Instagram is taking it down as well.
Yeah.
So what message do you have for this thing, like for the people watching this?
I think like Instagram taking down content is like, I think there should be another platform where there's no, it's unfiltered content. It should, of course you shouldn't like, there shouldn't be illegal activity or anything, nothing like that. I'm all for the law. But the free speech is really being hurt. Like no one can say anything anymore. People get offended way too easily. I think everyone should just learn how to take a joke. Like not everyone is trying to attack you.
In and around Bangalore, you are at the moment for people who know what Dank Images is and what the page is all about. You're a very controversial figure in the eyes of people.
Yeah.
Coming at an international point of view, people like Andrew Tate and all these people are there as well, right? So, just like a question out of the blue, like, did you ever consider probably running your channel on Rumble or stuff like that, platforms like those?
Not really. And the thing is, I'll tell you, the only reason why I used Instagram is because everyone here uses Instagram. Like, look at the number. I would much rather post on Twitter. Okay, I would love to post on Twitter or Reddit because at least my free speech is not being infringed upon.
Do you have a Twitter account? Does Dank have a Twitter account?
I tried making, but like I'm telling you, not many people use Dank the way you use Instagram for content. Twitter is more of a speech. So when it comes to speech, I think I would go to Twitter. But I don't have much to say. I have only things to show, and that's just it.
Let me surprise you with that. So I am on Twitter. A lot of related to world and the politics and all. I keep following it a lot. You know it. All of you know it. Right. There's a page. It's called Ghar ke kalesh. Okay. It's on Instagram as well. It's on Twitter as well. And the engagement. So in Hindi basically Ghar ke kalesh means the fights in the house and locality and all of that. They do the same thing as well. They just record it and they post it. And the usual thing again, approach is funny. It's like a husband catching his wife with someone else, so things like that, okay? And the engagement
is not staged.
It's not staged at all. It's all real, probably.
It's been filmed on like a Nokia 310s back.
Yeah.
That's as real as it gets.
Yeah, it's either through a spy cam or like how people normally record a video and all that normal stuff. But the engagement they get on Twitter is like massive. Because I follow it as well, and it's massive. In fact, I'll share this one incident with you. I don't know, I think I told it one. So there was a shop. It's like a Golgappa ka shop in UP. I don't know which city it was.
UP, amazing.
UP. Which city I don't know. So it is a very famous in that locality. Okay. So what happened was the customer didn't like it, and the shopkeeper is like, "Oh, it's our legacy. How can you say all of that? It's very great. Everybody talks about us." And both the groups fought. And this went on the same page, okay, Kalesh, on Twitter. It got massive engagement. Okay. They got arrested. There's a photo of the guys. The fight video is actually really funny. Okay, just watch it.
But did he throw like a Golgappa in the other way? Like, kha bhai.
No. People are lying now, they're still hitting each other. Like, imagine, okay, just imagine.
I'm doing Sabera dance.
Okay.
Sabera dance.
It's so much so that people, after 1 year, it's like, is Ladai ki Jayanti. Happy anniversary of 1 year of Kalesh in this particular locality. I can't get the name.
The big guy, right?
One with the long hair, and he's like, everybody's coming to the shop and liking the food because of the fight.
Is there potential collab we're looking forward to?
I feel if there's one collab that can happen between Dank, it's with them. I'll be really honest with that.
It would probably be relatable food, like.
If after that fight everyone has to love that Golgappa, otherwise they're getting
1 year. This was 3 years back. People even till today on that particular day is like a happy anniversary of this fight.
And like when you talk about
battle of
the battle of Golgappa, I'm a big peruser of Reddit. I enjoy Reddit a lot because if I want unfiltered opinions, I have to go on Reddit or 4chan. I prefer Reddit. 4chan is a little too unhinged even for me. So I go on Reddit a lot, and I think you would do very well on Reddit. Like Reddit, like people are like, no, it's not for videos, like long form posts and all that. That's just like the story side of Reddit. Like you have r/no sleep, you have r/am I the asshole, all that. That's r/am I the asshole is just the peak of human pettiness. I love that like subreddit with all my heart. But like you could like technically make r/Dank Images India, like but Dank Images Bangalore, just put all of that stuff there. You could still do pretty well there, I'm not gonna lie.
The only reason why I use Instagram is how easy it is to share it to your friends, to put up a story, like, and how quickly content can get shared around. That's with Reddit, it's not the same. Like, no one messages each other on Reddit.
The very shady people message each other on Reddit. That's all.
You don't message your friends on Reddit. You message your friends on WhatsApp or Instagram. Like that's just how it is here.
If you're messaging your friends on Reddit, you're dealing in illegal substances. I'm just gonna say that. Or you have some like weird sugar daddy relationships going on.
I have seen those comments. They get pretty weird and very like I get what freedom of speech is, but Reddit is to a different level. Don't go there.
Never step on 4chan then. Never step on 4chan.
100% never going to step on that. 100% never.
Please don't. You hate your life, man. You hate your life when you want 4chan. Like 4chan is the embodiment of the internet. These people have helped the Russian government track down ISIS because they got bold.
Fuck.
These are the sort of people you're dealing with on 4chan.
Yes, that freedom of speech I don't allow. Like, there's an example.
They track down terrorists, so I'm going to be like, you know what? I don't want beef with any of them.
But this is the question I asked you the first time you spoke about the collab and everything. And I want to ask you again, Mr. Dank, what is the future right now? Do you plan on coming back on Instagram? Do you plan on doing something else?
What is the big move?
Right now,
It's not hiding. I haven't posted anything in a while. I post very occasionally.
Account is still there.
The account is still there. People can laugh at all my old content. But I haven't been posting because I'm doing other things in my life. Back when I was in school, I was doing this shit, but that's just it.
You are trying to give out a message over here to people. So at the moment, people can perceive this as mixed signals also, right? It could probably be a marketing stunt, a lot of stuff. And just so all the viewers know, right, this is how Dank pulled up to Sickma Studios. Alright, we still have no idea what's the person behind the mask look like.
We didn't ask. We respect that boundary. We asked Dank, we're like, hey, could we see your face or something? Dank's like, nah, absolutely not. We're like,
we had a couple of calls, but of course, we didn't see
all audio calls because Dank asked us to, and that's fine. I mean, obviously, you don't want anyone to know who you are. That also extends to us. That's pretty consistent. So I love consistency. So this is good. Undercity, that's why I hate you. Go fuck yourself. I mean, you all agree. Someone has to say it. Might as well be the.
So we'll go one by one. We'll go one by one for this because we're saying it for the end.
The main reason why I pulled off with the mask is because. See, all these fights, so all those people who are threatening to come and beat me up and all of that, I don't want this to spark, like if I could have very easily just come without a mask, but I don't want them to remember what I had posted like 2 years ago, and then like they just like I don't want anything, I don't want to worry about anything.
You don't have to worry about anything. I'll be honest with you. Like, you've pulled up like this. No one knows who you are. We don't either. You look really scary. I think that should keep them away for now. This is the guy with the demon mask and like skeletons for hands. I don't think you want to mess with the guy who's like pulling up with a Halloween costume and just normally talking like this. And this is the reason I have it.
I have nothing against those people in the fights. It's just what they've done. Like, you should just think about what you do before you do it.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
And if it was like a fair 1v1,
Okay, I'm all for 1v1s. Like,
if you got like a fight that's a fair 1v1, you have like this big dude against this big dude in like the middle of a street.
no, it could be a big dude against a small dude also. It depends on what the small dude has done. Okay, and it's like, honestly, I'm all for 1v1 fights. But as soon as there's a second or third person or fourth person, you call a couple of people and other people are involved, it's no longer a fair fight. I'm all for fair fights. I watch UFC. Like, I'm all for fair fights.
And it leads to something bigger altogether. Like, at least when it's 1v1, at least when it's between a man and man, like at one point, even the man who's beating up the other guy realizes that, okay, I think I've gone a little too far, let's stop this.
Exactly.
When there are more people involved, it's going to the person's life, right?
But he can get injured permanently, and that's not something that I want.
1v1s are like personal stuff, like it's between
Exactly.
people, they are handling it out or fighting it out, whatever.
And then they realize that it's lately and it's very horrible. It's like,
Other people don't need to get involved. I don't know why this whole thing has started up in Bangalore, where as soon as you get into a fight, the first thing you do is call someone. Just like face your own battles.
it's one of the most developed cities in the country, guys. We have known as metropolitan city.
Exactly.
Act that way.
And here's the
Act
thing,
like
man.
that.
Here's the thing, man. All that you said, I completely agree with. You can't have to fight your own battles. You don't call your like dudes or something like when it's you and another dude. You only call them when he calls some people. Like, make it like a fair fight. If he's calling dudes, you call your boys. That's all.
It's not even about calling boys. Why do you want to call boys in the first place?
Exactly.
And Undercity, by the way, if you're going to be sitting and calling us a pussy for this very line we said, we have boys as well. We have more boys than you do. So think twice before you choose your battles with us.
You know-
we have more Bangalore than you are. I promise you that. Story already.
No. I'm talking if we end up in a fight after this. And like he gets the video. Are you gonna post it?
I'll post it, but I won't tag you. I don't tag anyone. I'm going to be honest with you. I haven't tagged anyone. The only person I've ever tagged was for the second recording, because I honestly, like, he took time to make that content. Rachit's one. He took time to make that content. I'm going to give him that. It was not right of me to not give them credit initially. I did give them later, but that wasn't spoken about in the podcast.
We said this before, we're saying it again, Rachit. Please hit us up in the DMs, please hit us up in the comments. We just want to talk to you because it's purely a case of misunderstanding. We have everything against Undercity, we have nothing against you, and neither does Dank, okay? So come over to Sickma Studios, like join us. Whatever the opinions you've given on Undercity, that's not you, okay? You want to actually talk, you want to sort this out, let's do it like a man.
Agree. If Rachit wants to come over, talk to us, I'm all for it. Because here's the thing, I don't want Bangalore culture to be beef-based culture. I don't want like beefs for random reasons happening.
And we don't want podcasts in Bangalore where they tell us how to fucking dip idli in sambar. Like, definitely not that.
Here's
I'm
the thing,
grateful to
man.
Rachit, by the way. I'm grateful to Rachit the fact that he's given us such great content to laugh about. Like, what was was the peak of 2023 for me? What's the highlight of 2023's content in Bangalore for me?
I think it was 2021.
21. It was during COVID, right?
2021, around like that time.
It peaked for the next 2-3 years, which is I'm super grateful to you as a content creator. I have nothing against you. Please come over to Sickma Studios, hit us up in the comments or our DMs, and let's sort this out, man.
And
you're smarter than this.
Yeah, and all of our hate goes towards Undercity. You guys are useless on the mic. You say nothing, you stand for nothing. And the only thing you stand for is,
They don't stand, they're Undercity.
Now do it.
This is exactly how fake you guys act. Please don't. It's very obvious on camera.
My heart is cringing because I had to do that. Alright? I want to kill myself currently after doing that. Whoa, because
Karan John and Coffee with Karan is more original than you guys. So please, for God's sake, stop with this.
You think you look cool, you guys are the cringiest motherfuckers out there for all I care. You guys are doing nothing but just gaslighting content creators altogether. Like content to me altogether is about bringing people together, having a laugh, having entertainment. Right? It shouldn't really be about cloud chasing and calling
Making
people
fun
out.
and calling out people.
And even if you do listen to the other side of the story, right?
Expressing your dislikes is fine, but stop acting cringe, number one. Second, give the other person a chance to express their views as well. If you can say it, have the ability to listen as well.
Guys, I also have a question for you.
Yeah.
What is your vision of Sickma?
So our vision of Sickma is the day we started, me, Vidit and Ved, we were on call that night, I remember this very much. And it's that we always knew there's a lot of systematic things going on within the country, and we're like, I've had a lot of trouble with my education growing up. From first day till college, Vidit has seen a lot of this happen. Vidit totally agrees with me. Ved himself as well, he's seen a lot of. We were all college friends. And it's that I am a big believer of education, just not up till a point where it comes to the fact that an education department or an authority decides what you're going to become or not. Right? I want to put a good message out here. We do a lot of things for fun and games. We've drank beers, we've done bro codes on podcasts, everything we do this. But by the end of the day, we just want to relate to the youth of the country and just want to make sure they can relate to us just as much. And as long as we're putting a good message and we're probably changing people's life out to a certain extent, I think we're all for that. And till a certain extent, when Dank Images, I had this conversation with him, I did not vision this interview to go out this way. I really thought we were going to talk about a lot of comedic stuff. We're probably going to touch up on controversial stuff. But I never knew I'm going to end up probably kind of inclining towards what he has to say.
I always was inclining towards him from the get-go. I like.
But what's your vision? This question was
My vision is simple. This podcast is a way to tell people you're not alone. You have problems, we have problems, we're going to listen to your problems, we're going to talk about our problems. There is going to be no solution because the system is fuck all. But the only thing we can do is be with each other whenever there are problems that come up. You can only be like, Vedant's had his problems, Vidit, you've had your problems, I've had my problems, you've had your problems. We talk about those problems, we try to console each other about those problems, and hopefully someday we find a solution for them. The podcast isn't to solve problems. Fuck no, we're not politicians. We're better than that. But we're just here to try and alleviate some of the pain that is there. That's what a podcast can do. And that's what my vision is for this podcast. I want this podcast to be some place where people can alleviate themselves of the pain. Forget the pain for a while. Understand other people are also in pain and try to connect with that.
And I think, similar for me. So I'll tell you the little bit of context here. Okay, so when we started off, which was in 2021, when I remember it was December, almost like New Year, and he shared that idea with me that, okay, we're going to start this podcast. At that point of time, we had no idea about this education system thing. It was just random talking about stories.
And we're still better than Undercity.
Yeah.
Even though we behaved like Undercity, we were still a little better.
So there were two things. Vedant launched Sickma, and I was starting this thing called Gapsters, which right now is not that active, but it's still on Spotify and other like audio channels, right? So right now the plan is, as he said, to have a platform where you can have these fun, casual stories as well, but at the same time give a platform for you, in your case, for example, or other people who want to probably share their side of stories and whatever they think of it.
The guys of your own. Wade's kind of on the same boat because this is just one of his possible identities. He goes by this other stage name called Uncle Don as well.
See, Uncle Don is one of 6 characters I've planned out. I finally got my setup ready. Vedant, I sent him a picture. I got lights. I have a camera stand finally. And my camera's ready. I just took a mic from his house right now. Almost everything's done. I can start recording finally.
Before we let you go, we have to know this, that what is the final message that you have for our viewers? And going forward, is there going to be any point in your life that, like, what is the cutoff or what is the criteria for you to actually show yourself? Like, what is it that you expect from our viewers and people and youth of Bangalore to be able to relieve your face? What is the condition that you put into them?
See, first of all, I'm all for free speech. Yeah, I want people to be able to say what they want to say when they want to say it. And I feel like that's my main goal. And I want to say what I want to say. I feel like saying. And like, I would put an end to bullying. Like, I was bullied in school a little bit. Not much, but I've seen some people get bullied. And I don't want that to happen. Like, it really affects people on the long run. After you've been bullied, you lose your self-esteem. A lot of things like this, like these things are essential for you once you're older. You need these things to be with you when you go out into the world alone. So that's just it. And For Dank, I think like it was just like it was fun. It was fun times. That's just it.
And that's great. And before I let you go, I'm not gonna like I need to like I'm accountable to my viewers for this. But are you like if Rachit responds to this video and if he's down to actually have a sit with us and talk, like of course we can't have you in the studio. We're gonna have you on a different basis or whatever, on a live stream or whatever in a studio. We have great budget by the way. But
Finally,
would you possibly care to like have a sit down and probably use Sickma as a medium to sort the beef out?
I'm down for the sit down, but like you got to tell me what the agenda is.
Yeah, sure. We're gonna just sort this beef
I
out.
didn't know Rachit's agenda because like I don't wanna come and just like take a bunch of shit from Rachit again if he has anything to say. I hope he doesn't. I have nothing against you. It's just I just don't like Undercity podcasts. Like,
Nobody likes it. Nobody.
Dude, I met someone from like not from Karnataka, and they were like, "Is this what Bangaloreans are like?" And I was like, "Dude, please don't."
Just send him our link. I'll share it to you. Just share them us and
this is
friend
Bangalore,
in good
by
hands.
the way. This is Bangalore.
Your friend is in good hands.
I see. Here's the thing. I don't want to be overinflated like Undercity, but I'm gonna say it. We're a better representation of what Bangalore is, or what Bangalore could be like. We're a culmination of a lot of Bangalore culture. I'm not born in Bangalore, but I spent a considerable amount of time in Bangalore, so I know a lot of the culture. This guy is in the same boat.
I am not Karnataka people. I am the most Kannada guy you'll ever find over here. Right? I have family from Hubli and all. If I'm not Bangalorean is not about the fact that you are born and brought up here. Bangalore is a way of living. I feel Bangalore is a way of living, and people should really understand. A lot of people that come from outside, they speak so many good stuff about Bangalore. They speak about the weather, they speak about the culture, they speak about the metropolitan cities, they speak about the
Speaking
garden
of Bangalore,
city.
in my terms, I've been here like 12 years. Again, I'm not from here originally. I've been here 12 years. My mom has worked all her life. My sister's married to a Kannadiga. So it's all Bangalore. As you said, it's a lifestyle. Bangalore, it's about a lot of things. But majorly for me, it's about three things. One is respecting the language. Second is enjoying the food. And third is the weather and the culture and the friendships that you have around. I think that's what defines Bangalore for me.
I think Bangalore is also a mentality.
Exactly. Lifestyle, a way of
Yeah, it's just that.
There are a lot of things that are deteriorating my beautiful city of Bangalore at the moment. But Sickma and my crew, Gabby, Uncle Don, Ved, and Dank Images together, we are here to fix every single problem, one podcast at a time, one session at a time, and we will not give up until we see the Bangalore that we truly want to. Yes, there are a lot of issues we've spoken about. It clearly can't be done in one podcast. But as of now, what you guys can definitely do is subscribe to YouTube, Sickma's
And
YouTube
please
channel.
let us know in the comments your unfiltered opinions
Yeah.
about it.
Here's the thing, we're not gonna hide our comments, whatever hate comments you have, it's fine. You can hate us as much as you want, but you have to agree that we're better than Undercity. That's the only caveat, or that's the only thing I have.
And if
you're
you see
gonna
one
hate
cock-sucking comment on Sickma's channel saying that Undercity is better, I swear to God, they paid you. You guys are bot commentators, and trust me, the only thing they're doing, the only thing they have leverage over is the subscribers right now.
And here's
What
the-
are you going to do in 3-4 months' time when we come for you? Think about it. You guys ain't going to stand shit.
We're ready to
It's been your boy Sickma. Subscribe to Sickma's YouTube channel. While you're at it, follow Dank Images for some fun-filled content. You want the guy to stay consistent. He's been really sad since a lot of backlash has happened, but he's pulling through content for you guys to bring in fair speech. We've got Gabby with us at the set of Sickma Studios. It's been your boy Sickma. We will see you until next episode. Keep subscribing. Keep getting
And
amazing
before you
collabs.
end, if you guys thought this is a controversial episode, we're gonna have an election special episode next week because
Fuck's
the
sake.
results are out tomorrow.
Are we not
All the
cancelled
best,
yet?
all the best, guys. All the best. Thank you so much.
Cancelled yet.